It's Sunday evening, February 16th, 2003. A car idles quietly in an alley near Antwerp's famous diamond district. Inside sit 5 men with duffel bags packed not with drugs, not with weapons, but with over $100 million in uncut diamonds and gold. They're calm, methodical, drained but exhilarated. No alarms, no bloodshed, just them, the loot, and a building that was supposed to be impenetrable. But as one of them, dubbed Speedy, panicked and dumped the evidence in the woods. They didn't realize they'd left behind the very clue that would unravel the whole thing. And that's only the beginning of what makes this the heist of the century. So let's rewind and break it down. The vault under the Antwerp Diamond Center was legendary for its security. Imagine a building constantly monitored by armed guards, infrared detectors, Doppler radar, magnetic fields, cameras inside and out, plus a 20 centimeters thick steel door with 100 million possible combination. How do you get inside? Leonardo Notarbartolo, a silver-haired Italian with a charming smile, did it by becoming part of the system. He rented an office in the building for nearly 3 years, and under the guise of a diamond dealer, cultivated trust among staff while quietly mapping every sensor, camera, and guard shift. He even planted a tiny camera and a pen above the door, broadcasting to an extinguisher rigged with electronics. From inside the vault, that data allowed them to harvest the vault combination. It was social engineering at its finest, and that's before we even got to the tech tricks that made the real heist possible. But wait, how did they evade the ultra-sensitive thermal motion sensors? We'll get to that next. Here's where it gets wild. Just hours before the theft, Notarbartolo enters the vault alone. He pulls from his coat a can of women's hairspray, and with a practiced swirl, sprays a fine mist over the heat motion sensor. That simple layer of oil, transparent and almost invisible, temporarily blinded the sensor. One well-placed coat, and the building's most sensitive alarms gave them roughly 30 to 40 hours of window to act. That small move would allow them to power through what was supposed to be a perfect security system. But neutralizing one alarm wasn't enough. This was no solo stunt. This was a micro-military operation. The team, known as the School of Turin, comprised 5 specialists: Notarbartolo, the charming frontman; Speedy, likely Pietro Tavano, the lookout and getaway driver; the monster, Ferdinando Finotto, locksmith, electrician, and physical muscle; the genius, Elio D'Onorio, electronics and sensor specialist; Ross, the shadowy king of keys, master key forger who remains at large. They built a full-size replica of the vault in an abandoned warehouse, perfecting every detail for months: practice drills, sensor tests, lock-picking runs, even hairspray applications. They mapped every step, and yet after all that rehearsal, their downfall would come from a panic attack in the car. But before that, they had to pull off the heist itself. Curious how they got past the vault door. The engineering is mind-blowing, and we dive into that next. 2 floors down, inside the vault, installed magnetic sensors, light sensors, cameras, everything designed to detect intrusion. When the time came, the gang flicked off the interior lights to avoid light sensors, and used polystyrene shielding to block IR sensors, crawling toward the magnetic plates. The genius removed bolts on one of the plates and secured it with tape. To simulate the field, he inserted a custom-cut aluminum plate to fool the system. Magic, no alarm. Then the King of Keys used a forged key based on the original they grabbed from a storage room to turn the lock and input the combination they'd already learned. The door swung open. They stood there in a dark vault where each deposit box could only be opened with a second key and a unique 3-letter combination, and they had no external pressure to stop them. They quietly worked for hours, cracking open over 120 boxes. They escaped unnoticed, leaving the door locked behind them. How did no one notice all that activity? They timed it perfectly, so that Monday morning arrivals were the first to see the carnage. After the heist, Speedy got shaky. Their master plan had a simple failure. They dumped duffel bags, receipts, videotapes, all over a forest near Brussels. Among the garbage was a salami sandwich wrapper with Notarbartolo's DNA. The farmer who found it called the police. Boom, trail cold to hot. By February 21st, Belgian police had arrested 4 suspects, 3 Italians and a Dutch woman, thanks to trash in a ditch. And strangely, the King of Keys was never found. His identity vanished from official records, as did a huge pile of diamonds no one ever recovered. Keep watching, because next we dig into the missing loot and the twist in the tale. Leonardo Notarbartolo was arrested when he returned to the Diamond Center the Friday after the heist. Police raided his Turin apartment and found diamonds and certificates. 2005 brought sentences. Notarbartolo got 10 years, while Speedy, Monster, and Genius each received 5-year terms. But investigators say the vault wasn't insured, and the story lacks credibility. So where is the loot? Still missing. And that mystery has spawned conspiracy and speculation, which we'll explore now. 2005 brought sentences. Notarbartolo got 10 years, while Speedy, Monster, and Genius each received 5-year terms. The King of Keys, still at large. But here's the kicker. Most of the diamonds were never found. Notarbartolo told Wired he believed the true value was closer to $18 million, and that insurance fraud played a part, suggesting insiders removed stones before the heist and filed claims. 2 main theories linger. Throughout the insurance scam, insiders quietly removed stones before the heist, making it easier to claim on them, not on the vault. 2. Organized crime tie-in. Notarbartolo's cousin was rumored to be linked to the mafia's Sicilian operations, prompting speculation that this was a syndicate job. Authorities haven't found hard proof of either. Notarbartolo's parole in 2009 led to a rearrest in 2013 for allegedly failing to reimburse victims. Today, he's living quietly in Italy, allegedly running a jewelry workshop, but the bigger mystery remains. What became of the diamonds? Some say they've been recut and sold quietly through market networks. Others think they're tucked away in private collections, and yet others believe parts were used to launder money through criminal syndicates, an echo of the Pink Panthers and other high-profile jewel thieves of that era. Is that where the story ends? Not quite. There's a final twist. The Antwerp diamond heist of 2003 didn't just crack open a vault. It cracked open a story about trust, tech, greed, and human error. A heist this audacious relied on brains as much as brawn, inside access, DIY engineering, meticulous rehearsal, and a panic dump that left them exposed. But even after convictions, the real treasures remain hidden, stolen diamonds that slipped through the cracks of underground markets or shady insurance claims, a key master who vanished into thin air, and unanswered questions that still echo through the diamond world. That silent vault now stands empty of its precious cargo, but full of secrets. The heist ended, the stones didn't, and the tale keeps its hold because every few years, someone whispers, somewhere out there, a diamond from that night still glimmers in someone's pocket. And that's why, nearly a quarter-century later, the vault, the vanishing loot, and the shadows that wrapped it still speak louder than any metal alarm ever could. Creating this videos takes a lot of time and effort. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this.